it was, I saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia.
I'm feeling very overwhelmed by the fans' love for the record. I'm also feeling like very soft and fragile.
First of all, congrats on your little...
Congrats on your little bump.
Well, I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. We got the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me, is that she's a walking, talking contradiction, yet it's perfectly harmonious for her.
Based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And, I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence.
A lot of it's my real life clothes or my husband's clothes.
Something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which one? Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
Tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in this.
For a show that ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of 2 people maybe, and then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious. Either you got the job or there's something wrong. And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that your eyebrows would be too distracting.
Oh,
What?
Oh no.
And then they went like, so what can we do?
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh really? Because I just have 1 on my list. I don't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, think of someone. Bob Newhart, I don't know.
Bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have 2 other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of pretends to play with her. So in the beginning, our oldest is loving on her, and she's very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
Well founded that it's Taylor Swift, her BFF, at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative who was there, the production team behind the movie, and her biggest takeaway was, I am very sorry that I let him get away with doing that to Justin. It was so nasty. Messages in this lawsuit from Blake Lively comparing herself to the heroine of Game of Thrones, the fiercest female character we've seen in years.
And weirdly, 1 hour later, I had our pitch with Kevin Feige and all the Marvel people, and Sean and I were going to tell them that we're going to punt for a year or 2 and come back to this later when we all have a clearer head and stuff. So on that Zoom with those guys, we just pivoted and literally made up out of thin air the story of Deadpool and Wolverine, which is actually what we ended up. Sometimes when you're just so full of and you go with it, you end up actually kind of hitting the bullseye.
That's what Blake Lively says in a text message, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
But it's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin.
Didn't take any convincing because they just both said yes immediately when I reached out, but I texted them directly.
Cool.
And then we talked a lot, had a lot of conversations. I had them both over, they met each other.
And the producer, she was just an actress in it, and used threats and coercion and bullying to I'm so lucky that I have them as great storytellers to help me rewrite the script. What Brian Friedman alleges is You'll go along or I'll.
Who sort of leads this like mean girl clique. There were other female artists such as Billie Eilish who were releasing albums in the sort of tailwinds of her last release. I forget what it was called. I'm just so oversaturated with Taylor Swift. But anyway.
Hey guys, Taylor Swift just made a shocking move against Blake Lively, and it's exposing some serious drama behind the scenes. Blake's brother-in-law is now apologizing to Justin Baldoni, but his words are actually making everything so much worse. What's being revealed right now changes everything we thought we knew about this friendship. Today, we're breaking down why Taylor Swift is suddenly distancing herself from Blake, the real reason behind this friendship breakdown, how the Justin Baldoni lawsuit exposed everything. Blake's brother-in-law's suspiciously timed apology proof that this drama goes way deeper than anyone realized. Plus, we have exclusive details about what really happened in Blake's New York penthouse, details that nobody else is talking about. But hold on to your seats, because what happens next is absolutely Let's talk about why Taylor Swift is suddenly backing away from Blake Lively, because this situation is way more calculated than anyone realizes. According to sources close to Taylor, those text messages about being Blake's dragon were the final straw. Remember when Blake bragged about having Taylor and Ryan as her dance moms level stage moms? Well, it turns out Taylor had no idea Blake was using her name to intimidate Justin Baldoni. Sources say Taylor was absolutely furious when she found out her presence at that penthouse meeting was part of Blake's manipulation tactics. But guys, what Taylor did next? Well, Taylor's team is now in full damage control mode, trying to distance her from the lawsuit completely. They're saying she was misled about the purpose of that meeting. But here's what's really interesting. We have proof that Taylor was actually present for multiple intimidation sessions, not just one. And just when you think this couldn't get messier, the most revealing part, Taylor has quietly archived all her recent photos with Blake on Instagram. She's also declined to attend 3 major events where Blake would be present. Industry insiders say this is Taylor's way of sending a clear message. She won't let anyone use her influence for manipulation anymore. Now let's talk about Blake's brother-in-law, Bart Johnson. Yeah, Coach Bolton from High School Musical, because his apology to Justin Baldoni is seriously making things worse. He went on this wild Twitter rant that completely backfired. First, he tried claiming he never specifically mentioned Justin in his previous posts. But guys, we have screenshots where he literally called Justin a fraud with a man bun and accused him of being performative with faux humility. Like how are you going to deny something when there's literal proof? But wait until you see how he tried to cover his tracks. This is wild. Then Bart posted this super vague apology saying, "Anytime I've said anything unkind about someone, I've regretted it. But here's where it gets really interesting." He quoted Buddha right after. Here's where it gets really interesting. He quoted Buddha right after. Seriously? You attack someone's character and then try to act spiritual about it. And the most shocking part, when I tried to ask him about these contradictions, he literally blocked me mid-conversation. This happened live while I was investigating the story. And get this, he's been blocking anyone who shows him the screenshots of his own words. Just when you thought this couldn't get more chaotic, sources close to the family say Blake is absolutely furious about this apology because it's actually drawing more attention to the lawsuit. They say she specifically asked family members to stay quiet, but Bart's Twitter meltdown is making things 10 times worse. This whole situation is seriously affecting Blake's Hollywood reputation, and Taylor's distance is making it even worse. Let's break down how this is all falling apart. Remember those dragons Blake was so proud of? Well, now they're becoming her biggest problem. Multiple sources confirm that Taylor's team has asked Blake to stop referencing their friendship in any legal documents. They're even demanding that Blake's lawyers remove any mention of Taylor's presence at that penthouse meeting. But hold on to your seats, because this next part is absolutely insane. And it's not just Taylor. Other celebrities are starting to distance themselves too. 3 major actresses have already pulled out of Blake's upcoming projects, citing scheduling conflicts. But industry insiders say they're actually afraid of being associated with this lawsuit drama. The way Blake's brother-in-law handled his apology made things even messier. His Twitter rant actually exposed family text messages proving that Blake's team was coordinating their social media attacks on Justin. He literally exposed their entire strategy while trying to defend himself. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear Tsius. Sources say Blake's legal team is in panic mode. They've been trying to contain this situation, but between Taylor's distance, Bart's meltdown, leaked family texts, their entire defense strategy is falling apart. One legal expert even called it the perfect storm of self-sabotage. And guys, what happened in their private family meeting will shock you. The family had an emergency Zoom call after Bart's apology went viral. Sources say Blake was screaming about how he'd ruined their entire legal strategy. But instead of apologizing, Bart apparently went off about how the truth needs to come out. He even threatened to release more screenshots. And get this, during this family meltdown, Taylor's publicist sent an email formally requesting that the Swift-Reynolds friendship be kept out of all future legal proceedings. Talk about AWKW or timing. Just when you thought this family drama couldn't get worse, Ryan's caught in the middle of all this, trying to manage. His wife's lawsuit, his brother-in-law's Twitter meltdown sources say he's especially worried about how this might affect his own career. Considering he's been named in some of these leaked messages, Hollywood's reaction to all this drama is fascinating. Major studios are quietly distancing themselves from Blake. 3 upcoming projects have been put on hold. Insiders say they're waiting to see how this lawsuit plays out. Nobody wants to risk being associated with this mess. Guys, this situation is far from over, and based on what insiders are telling me, there's way more coming. Turn on notifications, because what's coming next could change everything. Let's really break down what this means for Taylor Swift's reputation, because her involvement in this situation raises some serious questions about Hollywood friendships and power dynamics. Think about it. Taylor has built her entire brand on female empowerment and supporting other women. But these exposed text messages show she was being used as a weapon against another creative professional. Whether she knew it or not, her presence was weaponized to intimidate a director into giving up creative control of his own movie. Here's what's really fascinating about this situation. Taylor was called Blake's dragon without her knowledge. Her name was used to threaten Justin's career. She was brought into meetings specifically to create pressure. Her friendship was used as a form of industry currency, and now she's having to distance herself to protect her own reputation. But guys, the implications of this are mind-blowing. This entire situation raises serious questions about celebrity friendships and how they're leveraged in Hollywood. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on: is Taylor partially responsible for allowing herself to be used this way? Should she have spoken up sooner about being called a dragon? Do you think she truly didn't know how Blake was using her influence? Could this affect how other celebrities view their friendships with Taylor? Will this change how Taylor approaches celebrity relationships in the future? The industry impact of this situation is massive. We're already seeing celebrities becoming more cautious about their friendships, studios adding clauses to prevent stars from using their influence for intimidation, agents warning clients about getting involved in power plays, major stars distancing themselves from similar controversies, new policies being created regarding celebrity influence on set. A viral hook. And trust me, what industry insiders are saying will shock you. Let's think about the bigger picture. How many other directors have been pressured like this? What other celebrities are unknowingly being used as dragons? How many movies have been altered due to celebrity power plays? Is this just the tip of the iceberg in Hollywood? This story is far from over. Hit that subscribe button because my sources say there's even more coming. Taylor's team is preparing a major statement. More family group chats could leak any day now. Other directors are stepping forward to share their experiences, and shocking new evidence about other celebrity dragons might surface. The support from this amazing community helps me dig even deeper into these stories. Your comments and theories help connect the dots I might have missed, so keep them coming. Drop your thoughts below. What do you think Taylor's statement will reveal? How do you think this will affect Blake's other friendships? Could this expose similar situations in Hollywood? What other celebrities might have been used as dragons? Turn on those notifications because this story is developing fast. Based on what my sources are saying, Taylor's response could change everything we thought we knew about celebrity friendships and power dynamics in Hollywood. Remember, sometimes the biggest revelations come from connecting the dots in the comment section. Your insights help piece together these complex situations, so let's keep this conversation going. Together, we're exposing the truth about how power really works in Hollywood.